Good, yeah.
Good, thanks.
Can you just walk us through all the picks you made today and tell us about their names?
Yeah, so Harrison Bernicke, defenseman from Kamloops, was our first pick, and Harrison was a guy that kind of had a broken year because of injury this year, but finished the year really strong with Canada at the under-18s. Mobile, long-rangey defenseman who moves well. He's got a puck game, and he's physical as well. So he's got a lot of attributes that made him really attractive to us. And anytime you can find a defenseman that moves like that at that size and can move the puck as well is really attractive.
Can you tell us about the other picks you made today?
Yeah, sorry. Tanner Howe, Regina, highly competitive player, undersized in stature, but he's a strong kid for being undersized in stature, and high compete, high motor player that has skill and offense to his game as well. So we were really excited to get Tanner and feel really good about the spot we got him in. Chase Petola is a defenseman at Michigan Tech. Had a really good year. Obviously, this being his third year eligible this year, but he's got size, he's got physicality, he defends really well. He can move the puck on the breakout and in transition, but with Chase, it was nice to see his year that he had. He made progress from his time in the USHL and then developed into a really good defenseman for Michigan Tech this year, and just really liked the competitiveness that he brings and the size and the ability to move the puck. Jonah Väisänen, defenseman in Dubuque, smooth skating, defenseman that moves the puck really well on the breakout, in transition, in the offensive zone, on the power play. Just a really good skater and a really good puck mover, and he defends really well. He uses his feet, his stick to defend in close plays and end plays. He's going to a really good program at Western Michigan, so we were excited to get him in the slot that we got him in. Max Swanson, smaller forward from Fargo Force in the USHL. Just a really exciting hockey player to watch. He's small, but he's competitive, and he's highly skilled and highly intelligent. So we were, again, excited to get him, especially where we got him. And then our last pick, Finn Harding, defenseman in Mississauga. Smart, intelligent defender. He's a guy that takes pride in his own end. He's a high character kid. Our due diligence was very, very positive on him. So we just felt good about the progress that he made, and he takes pride in his defensive play, and he can move the puck as well. So again, we felt good about him, but we felt good about all the players that we were able to pick today.
You mentioned character for your second rounders. What was it about their, personalities that you really liked off the ice stuff, versus on ice that really made them attractive?
Yeah, so Harrison he's a wonderful kid. He's obviously we have some connections with Robbie Sandlin, who we hired, that worked in Kamloops the year prior. Robbie joined us this year in kind of a Western scout capacity role. So he knew Harrison really, really well, and just spoke volumes about him as a person. And then, we had the opportunity to meet him at the Combine and do a lot of homework, talking to people around him, teammates and coaches and management staff in Kamloops. And everything was very, very positive, and you can see it in his play too. He plays a lot of energy and a lot of compete. So the character part was huge as well. And then with Tanner Howe, same thing. Kind of his play on the ice kind of speaks to the type of person he is. He's a team first guy. He's a highly competitive kid. He's extremely driven, puts a lot of time and effort into his craft and developing, and so we felt really good about all the guys, but especially those two guys, with them being kids that are going to be willing to put the work in to where they need to get to be.
This is a few years in a row now where you've taken Western leaguers with your first, your high picks. Is there anything about those WHL guys that draws you to them, or is it just coincidence?
You know what? It's just coincidence. I was kind of thinking about it on my way over here because last year it was Finnish players, and then this year it's Western League players. So it's you know what? It's just kind of the way the board fell, and we were really excited with each guy that we got.
You mentioned the Finnish player. I mean, you had a couple last year, one this year. There's a couple on the NHL roster. Is there anything unique about Finnish players compared to other countries, other regions, anything like that appeals to the Penguins?
Yeah, I think it's just their personality, their drive. I've always found them to be extremely driven people and humble people as well. And in my experience, they're people that have fit into the locker room really well with their character and their ability to stay humble and be team first players. So, I mean, that's not the main reason why we picked them, but it's just something about the Finnish players that we like and we value. And Jonah was in the spot that we got him. We were really excited to get him because of the player he is first and foremost. I don't know if that answers your question specifically or not.
Not a lot of 5'8" guys that make the NHL. Why do you think Mac can beat the odds to make it?
Well, it's high compete that Mac has. It's the motor that he plays with, and it's the intelligence that he has as well as the skill. But if you're going to draft a 5'8" guy, you want to make sure that he's competitive. And we believe that Mac is a competitive player, and he's going to a really good program at North Dakota. And if you're going to, like I said, if you're going to take a 5'8" guy, you want him to be competitive, and I think Mac definitely has that attribute.
You took a lot of right-handed defensemen today. That was maybe the weakest area of your pool coming into this. Was there any consideration giving to that, or is that just how the board fell?
No, it's, obviously we kind of talk about what we have and what we don't have and what we would like to add, but I don't think where we're at right now we want to add to, kind of every position in our prospect pool. So I would say it's more the way the board fell, and it just so happened that right shot D, we were able to add to that.
Una's coach was now your Wilkes-Barre Scranton coach. I'm sure you did your own scouting before that hiring, but did Kirk at all weigh in on the decision or scouting report? Or?
Yeah, great question. No, it was a question that I had for Kirk. I saw him this week at the draft, and Kirk said very, very positive things about him and as a player and as a person. So it only added to our information that we had and made us feel even better about selecting Yona where we got him.
What can you tell us about the trade you guys made today? And obviously, Kyle got you a second-round pick to work with next year, but also getting confidence back.
It's probably a question that's better for Kyle. I mean, my focus was mostly on the draft. What I do know is, as you mentioned, we got an asset for the future, but also a player that can help us now. Other than that, my focus was just on the draft.
Did Matt Cullen weigh in at all on the Swanson pick?
For sure. Yeah. Matt speaks very highly of Mac, and he's a big fan. So, yeah.
Chase's brother played some for Wilkes-Barre last year. And Mac obviously played with Sam Plant, who's in your system already. When you have even maybe a minor connection like that, does that ever impact we might see this guy a little bit more just because his brother's here, his teammates here, anything like that?